Now, giving does not automatically result into prosperity. You must give it correctly before it's acceptable.
Yes.
There are many givers who are frustrated.
This video is me concluding our previous discussion on Reverend Omolehin, who has been trending recently on social media for the past, I don't know how many days or weeks, and indeed, he's got into my attention. Now, just for me to complete the other conversation we had.
Befitting of a general, welcome to the podium, Reverend Isaac Omolehin. Hallelujah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please be seated. God bless you. We have in the house somebody I can, the mom.
Please, I'm not going to play the full video, so I'm going to link the full video in the pinned comments for you. I'm just going to play the part that has been trending as I get to discuss about it, and then just to give you more like a background, the place he's actually preaching here is more like a ministry I discovered, of course, because of this trend. It's more like a men's ministry. And he happened to have also a relationship with the lead pastor, or the person that is leading this particular community. And then he came to come and preach for them on the title, of course, Restoring Ancient Landmarks. Okay, so he was there with Pastor Godfrey, and that was where he, most of the time, of course, was telling those stories. You know, there are many stories, of course, that are told most times in churches, and those stories, of course, carry weight. It's just so interesting that what we are discussing about here is nothing scripture. We are discussing stories. Let's go on.
That's the mother. And that's the father. There's somebody sitting in between. I have to come. I have to leave all other things and come. Today is a big day in our house. I grew up in that house. His father made me who I am today.
Wonderful.
I have a difficult childhood, but that will not be for today. But that difficulty was broken by his father. When he brought me into his house and I became part of the family, all his children were born, they were toddlers, small children in my hands. They grew up in my hands. I was like their elder brother or eldest brother in the house. So finding one of them coming to take microphone and ministry today, and I had moved on. And his father taught me how to preach. And I have moved on till I become who I am. So finding one of his children coming after him, coming after me, I am very, very excited. I'm happy. I'm a very emotional person, so I'm going to try to control myself so that I can make my speech. You see, it's interesting to me that he is coming at the time I am leaving. I'm retiring next year. So, with great eagerness and great enthusiasm, I'm able to come with passion to receive him as one who is just coming. But this also comes with a lot of burden. That ministry in our day, or ministry today, I want to say, is different from ministry in our day. And it's as if the church has lost her essence as a role model for the society. And that makes ministry very difficult. I shiver to ask him to come in, because where he is going is where I am. So I know the place. This house was not like this before. This house had been broken and destroyed. This house had been broken into by thieves. This house, this present house. This house is about to collapse. And it is into that house he is entering. A house that is collapsing.
I believe you understand what he's saying, so I don't have to explain what he's saying, like metaphorically.
Like Haggai asked, he said, who among you saw this house in its first building? And how does it look now? He's entering a house that is collapsing. And those of us who saw it collapsing and were working out of it, we're putting our two hands on our head and say, hey. Restoring the ancient landmarks. I asked again and again, what do you say this meeting is all about and this ministry is all about? Mending me. That's to assume that there are things that are mendable. Certain damages are beyond mends. Restoring the ancient and the old landmarks. That presupposes that there has been a damage. And we are not going to be pretending about it. There's a damage. I'm a grandfather. There's a damage. A complaint was given to me by one of the leading churches in this country with me that I should handle. How do I handle it? A senior pastor up there impregnated a girl down there. And when the pregnancy was coming out, the pastor decided to eliminate the girl and the pregnancy to cover evidence. And he's still preaching on Sunday.
Possible.
It's also the one that buried the girl.
Wow.
It's also the one that helped the parents to organize the funeral. And across the board, in Ilorin, I had to intervene in a matter in which a reverend father snatched the wife of his member. Father. And things that are happening today, which in our olden days will not be there. You find a general overseer has divorced his wife. And he's still the general overseer. And the church is full every Sunday. As if we have no Bible. There are certain things we have just decided to look away from. And taking the risk of continuing to run the kingdom affairs like that, risk because we will soon get to a place where you will be turned back. Because it's there in the Bible that whoever cannot run his house cannot run the church. And you are running the church by force. So at the end of the day, it's your church. It's not Jesus' church. A lot of churches I see around, they are not Jesus' churches. It's the pastor's church. Is it not?
Just for context, some of you may have seen this video Some of you have seen this video where he got to call out Christ Embassy winners, that he has come out and apologized as well for what he said. With respect to that, he that compared himself to one to another is not a wise thing to do. Do you understand? If you are talking about doctrine, let it be doctrine.
That the World Council of Churches released papers about the state of the Nigerian church. That out of the 10 richest pastors in the world, 5 of them are Nigerians. But out of the 10 richest churches in the world, there's no Nigerian church there. Hey, get in control, sir. It's worrisome. It calls for concern. World Council of Churches. Out of the 10 richest pastors in the world, 5 are Nigerians. And then, out of the 10 richest churches in the world, no Nigerian church is in the number. Restoring Haitian. Last week, I was in Dublin. I was in Irish, Republic of Ireland.
Okay, so we talked about this part in our previous video. Did any of you, some of you, this video has been around for, it has been trending. Did any of you sit down? I haven't tweeted about this when I saw this video. I think 2-3 days ago, I tweeted it on Twitter that what he said is fallacy. Maybe he might need to apologize to the World Council of Churches. That is if they know his person. You see, I'm saying this boldly because it is a fact. Now, do you believe this of what he said because he said it or because he went to go and verify? I want to know what you are saying. Pause this video now because some of you are just garbage in, garbage out. Take your phone. You know how to do research. Now, there's even many AI. Grok is there, ChatGPT is there, Cloud AI is there, Gemini is there. But go on Google. Not even go on Google. Go on the World Council of Churches official website. There happens to be about 12. In fact, I went to their Instagram and I scroll. You know, he didn't give you a date, didn't give you a timeline. Some of you may even be hearing about the World Council of Churches for the first time in your life. Yes. When you hear things like this, does it agree with your sentiment? Yes, of course. Nigeria has many rich pastors, at least from what I say, articles you see online. We are going to go in deep, of course, into that. Me, I will not come and just say surface conversations. No. We'll go deep into that. But one thing I want to state here factually is that the World Council of Churches did not make any publication like this. Take it to the bank. If you think it made it, put the link of where they made that publication on their website. Go on their website, official website, and then the other blog post website and search anything Nigeria, anything pastors, anything rich pastor. Even their core responsibility, their core essence of existence has nothing to do with this whole drama of rich pastor or not rich pastor. Or even when they talk about the state of Nigeria as a church, what they always talk about is the insecurities happening in the country, the killing of Christians, and how they can also see that, of course, coming into settlement or something. Yes, so I'm going to read it more like a summary for you. What I'm saying now, go and verify it too, because when you start talking in the comments, you say, oh, but it's Baba that said it. Are you serious? Why didn't you believe what Pastor Fatoyibo himself said, even though he came out and did an apology, wrote an apology, of course, but indeed, you can go and verify that the children of late Babalola do not hate God. In fact, they're actively serving. I was here discussing about it. What did I do? I went and brought videos of them. I even confirmed that, yes, what Fatoyibo said, that he didn't have anything. The daughter confirmed that he wasn't like that buoyant, but he was contented. In fact, he was even feeding people, but not that he was like flamboyant or something. We have to look at facts here. so that we know that we are trying to understand people from their perspective. What he said, had it been he said what he said without making a reference point to the World Council of Churches, he would be correct in a way because it would just be his own personal opinion. But saying that the World Council of Churches published papers gives it credibility. And you ask yourself a question: have you gone to go and verify that? No, but you can believe, because based on the articles that have been published, which I'm going to be looking at them, at least what has been said in the past. If you look at this particular post right now on your screen, it was a Facebook post sometime in the past, and it has the same tag, but it was said to be, according to Forbes, out of 10 pastors, richest pastors in the world, 5 of them are Nigerians. Even that, of course, was being fact-checked, of course, by a website that does debunking or fact-checking of news. Because, when during the COVID, of course, many fake things were circulating. So there are websites that what they do is fact-checking of trending conversations. You will not know that, because what do you care about it? But some of us that have been around for a long time, we know these things. Okay, but let me give you a bit of a background about the World Council of Churches. So at least if you never knew about the World Council of Churches, you would get to know about them right now.
In 1948, 3 years after the end of the Second World War, the world was devastated, millions of people displaced or refugees. In Asia, countries colonized by Europeans were struggling to liberate themselves and assert their independence as nations. China was at the threshold of revolution, the first stirrings of the Cold War. And in Amsterdam, from nations that only a few years earlier had been at war with each other, delegates from 147 churches in 44 countries gathered to found the World Council of Churches.
The World Council of Churches is constituted and established.
The founding of the World Council of Churches was a decisive step towards realizing the dream of churches overcoming their confessional and denominational divisions, recognizing in each other the one Church of Jesus Christ, and speaking and acting together to overcome injustice and to work for peace in the world. In his address to the Assembly, the first General Secretary of the WCC, Willem Visser-Tooft, said, "We are a council of churches, not the council of the one undivided church. Our name indicates our weakness and our shame before God. The divisions of the world were very much present. Only 30 of the founding churches came from Africa, Asia, or Latin America. The looming Cold War was symbolized in the clash between John Foster Dulles, the future Secretary of State of the United States, and the Czech theologian Josef Hromadka, and the Assembly was an overwhelmingly male affair. Of the 350 delegates, only 44 were women. Yet there was a lively gathering of youth delegates at the Assembly, whose spokesperson was Philip Potter, later to become General Secretary of the WCC. And it was a woman, Kathleen Bliss from the United Kingdom, who would draft the words of the message for which the Assembly would become known. Here in Amsterdam, we have committed ourselves afresh to Christ and have covenanted with one another in constituting this World Council of Churches. We intend to stay together. We intend to stay together. In the years that followed, this would be the watchword for the fellowship of churches that made up the World Council of Churches.
The World Council of Churches is a global ecumenical organization founded in 1948 in Amsterdam, aimed at promoting Christian unity and cooperation. This is their aim. You will see this on their official website. It currently has 365 members, churches, 365 member churches, representing over 580 million Christians across more than 120 countries. Member churches include a wide range of denominations, from Eastern and Oriental Orthodox, churches: Anglican, Baptist, Lutheran, Methodist, Reformed, Pentecostal, African Instituted, Moravian. Pentecostal churches are members, with some joining as early as 1961. That's some Pentecostal churches. I got to check on Google. After checking on Google, I checked on ResearchGate. There's no publication on that. I checked on Gulu, read every post, of course, that has that particular quote that he quoted. I'm teaching you how I got to do my fact checking, so you can tell me better ways to do it, since you can find the fact of that, since it's a public paper. And then, of course, I checked that. No, I went on their website as well, on the search bar. That on every website you can search what is on the website to see any information. Type Nigeria, type rich pastors, type rich churches, all of that. And every article I came across had nothing as well to do with this particular quote. I'm giving you respective ideas now on how you can also go and do your own fact checking. But to make it easier for you, if you want to use ChatGPT, whether paid or free version as well, Grok, Cloud AI, any of them, use that, of course. And when I had to say, okay, let me ask the AI, since AI can search all of the internet to bring those particular information, this is what Grok said regarding the claim that Nigerian pastors and churches. Regarding the claim about Nigerian pastors and churches, no official World Council of Churches paper or statement confirms the 5 of the world's 10 richest pastors are Nigerians, and that no Nigerian church is among the richest churches globally. The claim likely stems from a Nigerian clergyman, Reverend Isaac Omolehin, referenced in local media like the Newsroom, but no World Council document supports it. Maybe AI is lying and he is saying the truth. Hallelujah. It may be a misinterpretation of older wealth lists like Forbes 2011. I'll go to that article naming 5 Nigerian pastors as worthy, which doesn't address church wealth or global top 10 ranking. Even that particular post, and let me give you an idea of how these things work, okay, or how it actually came out to this particular top 10 richest pastors and then 5 being from Nigeria. In 2011, Forbes, and the person that actually wrote that particular article for Forbes is a Nigerian, Mfonobon, as at 2011, wrote an article as well, which was based on his conservative. I'll read the way it was he actually wrote it, as if he got some data and then conservative view of that, and then he had to confirm from the churches. That was where he stated that Oyedepo was worth over 150 million. But I'll read the article as well for those who have the time to listen to facts. Okay, so in 2011, he listed 5 pastors in Nigeria that are very rich: TB Joshua, Pastor Chris, Oyedepo, Matthew Ashimolowo, and I think Pastor Oyedepo, one other person. I think 5 that were mentioned there. Only 5, nothing like a ranking. But again, another particular blog in around 2014, Rich Lifestyle something, because I took in 2014 as well here. The website is called the Rich Life by Rich Lifestyle. They now made a top 10 richest pastors in the world 2014, and they made reference to the Forbes. This is what they say: a pastor is an ordained leader of a Christian congregation. Many pastors worldwide are serving humanity by providing guidance to people belonging to the community. Some of them have become very rich through their churches and their investment. These millionaire men of God are known all over the world. This list is based on celebrity net worth and Forbes evaluation. Forbes evaluation only had 5 people, not any ranking. But this particular one here now did a ranking, starting from Joseph Prince at number 10 and all the way to number 1. Do you understand? This was as at 2014. Coming back as well here to Forbes, the title of the article as at then was The 5 Richest Pastors in Nigeria, by who? Mfonobong Niche. He was a former contributor to Forbes, which is not a contributor right now, and he was the one that wrote that particular article. And if you look at the way he actually gets to write it here, this is what you see. He says here, God is good. And let me just read the point where he actually states the basis for this particular article. When you talk about rich pastors, you are talking about assets that belongs to the pastor. Rich churches are assets that belong to the church as an institution. In the Catholic Church, the Pentecostals, of course, have an issue with the Catholic Church, but the Catholic Church is one particular church that the institution is what is rich in billions. I don't know if you understand. But when it comes to the idea of rich pastors, it's when, where they have personal assets that belongs to them. Like some people say that the Christ Redeemer in the Redeemed Christian Church, of course, God belongs to Pastor Oyedepo. I don't know how true that is. And you see, when they get to sell their books, or when they get to sell like different things, of course, their estates, real estate and stuff, and all of that. But you get the difference between rich pastor and then rich church. There are some pastors that are richer in person, their assets, than the church, that what the church has as this what belongs to the church. Recently, I think I was watching Pastor Iren talking about the idea that he is not signatory to anything that any money that comes to the church or something, even though he's on an allowance or something. Do you understand? Because indeed, that's where you get to separate the church as an institution from the pastor. But some churches as well, everything is can just enter pastor account, And I like the way Femi Lazarus was even discussing about it sometime in the past when we were watching his video, where he said that he also is not signatory to anything in his church, and everything just goes to, the accounts, the accountants, that he runs his church as if he's going to be giving account to God. That is quite amazing. Do you understand? But why am I talking about this as well here? Let me get to the point where he actually gets to make the basis for what his the publication. The person said here, after the blog post I made in May about Nigerian pastors owning private jets, I was bombarded with emails from readers requesting to know the richest pastors in Nigeria. So I set out to investigate the assets of some Nigerian most prominent pastors, some assets of the prominent ones. And I came up with conservative estimates of their fortune. Conservative estimates of their fortune. You get that? Do you know what that particular language is?
I was waiting on the Lord when the Lord delivered me from the tendencies for indebtedness. 1981. And I saw in my Bible, waiting on the Lord, Deuteronomy chapter 15 verse 6. He said, the Lord thy God blesses you as he has promised you, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, but thou shalt not borrow. And I said, why? He said, because borrower is servant to the lender. I said, but why, Lord? He said, and you cannot serve two masters. We have to choose one and despise the other. I said, Lord, I choose you. October 4, 1981, God delivered me from the trap of debt. I have never owned a dime or borrowed a dime from any mortal man, living or dead, since 1981. God has been. Now see, when you wait on the Lord, he said, then shall your light break forth out of obscurity. Your light will break forth as the morning. We need a breaking forth. When we are away from the body, we are present with the Lord. We need to know how to be present with the Lord. Most of the things working in my life today, they came by waiting on the Lord. And it's working. It's working. 1982, I started and I said, God, show me the secret of kingdom prosperity. And I took the Copeland's books and my Bible to wait on the Lord for 3 days. On the third day, light broke out. And the Lord said, my son David, my prosperity plan is not a promise, so it does not answer to prayers. It's not a promise, there's no respect for fasting. My prosperity plan is a covenant. Until your part is played, I am not committed. Direct rhema from heaven. And I said, what is my part? Why the earth remaineth? Seed time and harvest shall not cease. I heard from God. I screamed and I said, I can never be poor. That was the day God took me out of any realm of poverty. Waiting on the Lord helps you to hear God clearly. Your hearing becomes more distinct. You can tell exactly what God is saying for you to do, and then you are up running. I knew that wherever Brother Copeland was going, I was going there. I knew that. 1982, I encountered him, and I knew that. I knew I was going to wherever I was going. Today in Lagos, we have our own hangar at the airport. Built, debt-free, struggle-free, strategically located. Strategically located. All by the blessings of God. Today we have close to about 30 secondary schools across the nation. Most of them are boarding schools. And about 90 primary schools, spread across the nation. All by the blessings of God. I can tell you this, just one word from God will bring the star in you out. Now the Bible said the Lord sent a word into Jacob and it lighted upon Israel. We are not asking you to give so the church can be blessed. We're asking you to give so you can be blessed. Yes. The church is a blessed body. He said, the glory of this little house shall be greater than the former. The silver is mine and the gold is mine, said the Lord. You are not given as a sponsor. You are given as a privileged covenant child. You are too small to sponsor the kingdom. You are too small to sponsor the kingdom. Because God's project is according to God's size. You can't measure up. You are too small to be a kingdom sponsor. No. Don't ever mistake yourself as a sponsor. Our mission has no sponsor. The silver is mine and the gold is mine, said the Lord. But we get blessed along as he carries out his project on the earth by committing ourselves to it. I knew giving was the way up and I committed myself to it by covenant. And bless God, I'm not down, I'm up. Some fellow said, okay, I was worth $150 million. I said, that's an insult. $150 million, that's an insult. I'm worth Philippians 4:19. My God shall supply all my needs according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus. 150 million too small. That can't be. That can't be. He said, you shall lay up gold as dust. Is that 150 million? No. And check it out. Please check it out as I close. Check it out. Now, giving does not automatically result into prosperity. You have to be spiritual for your giving to command returns. You have to be spiritual. Now, hear what he says. He said, receive, I pray thee, the law from his mouth, and lay up his words in your heart. If you return to the Almighty, you'll be built up. Then you shall put iniquity far from your tabernacle. Then shall you lay up gold as dust. Job 22 verse 21 to 26. Then shall ye lay up gold as dust. So God is not interested in your donations. It is poor people that need donations. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. God does not need no donation from you. Your giving is a spiritual transaction, not a donation. And when it's acceptable, the returns become obvious. It's so important. We need to be spiritual. Church is not a bank where anything you bring is acceptable. You must give it correctly before it's acceptable. Yes. There are many givers who are frustrated. Why? They are giving off spiritual frequency. They are giving off spiritual frequency. Yes. He said, you shall take iniquity far from you. You can't be cheating on your company and say you are giving. You can't be in drug business, destroying destinies, and say you are giving. These are all things. People need to know it. He said, it will purify us, then will our sacrifices be acceptable unto God. Malachi chapter 3, verse 1 to 5. So we need to have a spiritual root to assess our inheritance. Hear what Paul said. He said, I commend you to God and to the word of his grace, which is able to build you up and give your inheritance among them which are sanctified. So you don't have inheritance without a commitment to sanctification. Come on now. You don't have no inheritance. Acts chapter 20 and verse 32. You have no inheritance except you are committed to sanctification as a lifestyle. Striving to please God in the spirit. Walking in love. Not robbing people. Then you are up running. We need to wake up to this. Can I tell you this? God is going to prosper the end time church in a most dangerous way. I know that. I know God will prosper. We are in the golden age of the church. Hear what he said. He said, who among you saw the glory of this house in its first estate? How do you see it now? Is it not as compared to nothing? But I tell you, the glory of this little house shall be greater than the former. The silver is mine, and the gold is mine, said the Lord. Haggai chapter 2, verse 3 to 9. And then in Malachi chapter 3, he said, in that day when I make up my jewels, they shall be mine. So there is a day of kingdom economy. There is a day of divine economy. Malachi chapter 3, verse 17. Now, you see, we are in that day when God's treasures will be unleashed on the earth to those who are truly serving God. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between them that serve God and them that serve him not. Malachi chapter 3, verse 17 and 18. So it's time for us to clean up. I say it's time to clean up. I say it's time to clean up. It's time to clean up so that our sacrifices can be acceptable to God. It's time to clean up so that our tithes and offerings can ascend to God as a sweet smelling savour. It's time to clean up. God receives my offerings and it shows in my life. God accepts my sacrifices and it shows in my life. The truth is this, I have never had to pray for food. I've never had to pray for payment of bills. I've never had to. When it's acceptable, it's acceptable. My prayer is this, that beginning from now, your offerings, your sacrifices shall be acceptable to God. My God said, if you do what I'm asking you to do, you will lay up gold as dust, and the gold of Ophir as the stones of the brooks. He said, yea, the Almighty shall be thy defense, and thou shalt have what? Plenty of silver. Plenty. We are in the days of strange plenty. Strange plenty. We are in the days of strange plenty. By the grace of God, we're starting up our third university very shortly. Activity is about to kick up because we want to remain the light of the world. We want to be part of putting smiles on the face of people. They need it, and if he sent us to offer it, let's go ahead and do it. And it's never failed once. Some strange things will happen by your hands between now and the next year convention. Individuals here, companies here, corporations here, God is going to visit you with very strange favor. Very strange favor. Just stay committed to God. Stay committed to the demands of the kingdom. Get excited. You're running an individual race. Get excited about it. And very shortly, it will be clear those who are serving God and those who are not serving him. This is your hour. This is your hour.
That may not even be all, but what he listed, he was confirming from the people as well to now come up with. First of all, the person has to be prominent. There are people that are not prominent or in your eye that may be even very rich than you think. I'm just trying to take you as well here back to where this whole idea of richness or rich pastor, of course, come from, based on digital footprints. Do you understand? It's after I could not find this particular notion on the World Council of Churches portal that I now had to go back to now see, okay, where can this ever exist? Then I saw at least that particular tag on Facebook, HistoryVal, and it was actually debunked, of course, to be false, because there was no particular rank done by Forbes on that. Forbes didn't do any rank. It was another website that did a ranking and referenced Forbes. So what am I trying to make you understand right here? The World Council of Churches did not publish any paper of such allegations. Particular, just for me to break in, if you get up to this point, just write in the comments, Father Oloma, how far now? Write in the comment, Father Oloma, how far now? Father Oloma posted this on Instagram. He said, only in Nigeria, number one, Nigeria's economy is not even among the top 20 in the world, but our politicians who run the economy are among the richest politicians in the world. Number two, no Nigerian church is among the 10 top rich churches in the world, but 5 of the richest clergymen in the world are Nigerians. No clergyman or woman from the top richest churches makes the list of the top richest clergymen. You see how he just makes this particular assertion? He didn't say these people said, these people said. However, he read it from whether he saw what Reverend Omolehin himself said or something. But Reverend Omolehin said the World Council of Churches published papers to give it credibility. But that was not true and will never be true because of what the World Council of Churches represent. But probably they may never even get to know that he made this assertion. But now it has been captured on digital footprint that they said it, even though, of course, it's well referenced that it came from him, Reverend Omolehin, not as if the World Council of Churches themselves did that. Number 3, before Dangote Refinery, Nigeria imported refined fuel and exported crude. Now, with Dangote Refinery, Nigeria is importing crude for refinement. Oya, make una help me make sense of these 3 before I proceed with more. Meanwhile, let me come and be going. How far now, Fado? Let's get back to the studio. When something suits you, you relax. When it doesn't suit you or something, or because of your idea about this particular person, you start to rage. One day, calm down. If you think what I'm saying is a lie, prove me wrong. Go and do your own research. I think we have been here a long time that if we discuss about something, everybody can do their own independent research as well and then see what I'm saying is true. I'm not here as an influencer controlling how you think. That is why you can disagree with me. You cannot disagree with your pastor. You cannot question your pastor. You can question me. You are welcome. You cannot question the people you look up to, but you can question me. You are welcome. We can argue it out. We can iron it out. Buzz, anyhow you want it. In the end, the fact will always remain the fact. So probably he would have to apologize to the World Council of Churches. I don't have any personal issue with him. If this was not trending and going viral, so you think I have the time to come and sit down here and talk? No. We have other things as well to look at. So I had to just deal with this one. He preached amazingly well. See, at this time, he hasn't opened the Bible one. He moved from here and then talk about, because it's restoring ancient landmarks. So before he started opening the Bible, after that, of course, he had to anoint the person, and then they prayed for the person. Probably the person is walking into the pastoral office or something, the host of the event. And if you want me to look at other parts of the video, of course, I'll look at it. This is just the part I had to just sit down and discuss. It's already getting too long, of course, an hour me trying to prove something to you. So if you don't believe me, go and do your findings as well. Okay? Is what he said, of course, reasonable? Yes. Did the World Council of Churches say that? No. In fact, I've even sent an email to the World Council of Churches as well. Send them an Instagram DM, of course, on that. And of course, just to double check and double confirm. Because anyway, you get to search this, of course, he is the one that is coming as a reference point, not even the World Council of Churches. So does it make sense? Because this is not even tied to why they exist. We are thinking of an ecumenical body in the body of Christ. And what would that kind of paper seek to achieve? I'm still looking for the paper. When you find the paper, please paper me. Thank you very much. Till I see you next time as well. You are welcome.
I'll tell you this in Jesus' name. It'll be a tremendous burden for you if you always try to appear humble before others. It'll be a burden to try and get a reputation for humility. It'll wear you out. Forget it. Just forget it and say, Lord, I want to be humble in heart, and that's only before you, because nobody can see my heart. And whatever other people think, it doesn't matter. You know, Jesus was never bothered about what people thought, whether he was humble or not. He was humble. He didn't look very humble when he called the Pharisees a generation of vipers. He didn't look humble when he called Peter a Satan, and he didn't look humble when he took a whip and chased people out and looked angrily at those who didn't want a man with a withered hand to be healed. There's so many things we do and say which people may think, oh, this guy is not very humble or gentle. If you are free from their opinion and say, Lord, I want to be humble and gentle in my heart before you, that's all. So much of burden goes away when we are not trying to impress anybody with our humility or our holiness or our spiritual accomplishments. It's a tremendous burden, I'll tell you this, to try and appear spiritual before others. It's a very great burden to always appear humble before others and to appear spiritual before others. You'll wear yourself out. Just forget it. Just be free from the opinions of men and say, Lord, I want to be humble before you. Maybe you're a parent. And if you're trying to get a reputation before your children for humility and gentleness. They don't understand what humility and gentleness is. Your children will be wayward. You got to be strict with them. So Jesus says, it's in your heart, that's what matters, and learn from me. Jesus never, what can I learn from him? I can learn this from him, that he never sought to appear humble or gentle before people. He didn't wash people's feet to get a reputation for humility. Not at all. And we shouldn't be sweeping the floor to get a reputation for humility. Not at all. We shouldn't be cleaning the toilets to get a reputation from anybody. Lord, I want to live before you. This is the primary secret of being free from burdens.